So when it comes to figuring out who you want to partner with when it comes to DSP, you've got a lot of choices. But JL Audio is coming to you with a very complete solution that not only involves amplifiers, processors, and software, but they've even gone so far to create an incredible measurement system. This is just a testament to how committed JL Audio is to this category. Today, we've got product specialist MATT MERGENTHAL coming in the studio, and I'm going to break it all down with him to get the understanding of why JL Audio is the right partner when it comes to DSP. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about JL Audio, and it starts now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and we are talking DSP with one of the biggest brands in the business. Of course, I'm talking about JL Audio and what an offering they have. We've got MATT MERGENTHAL that's joining us. Matt, so much to cover today and so little time. What's on the agenda, and what do we want our dealers to know about JL Audio when it comes to DSP?
Hey, Ben, it's great to be here with you guys. Of course, we have a lot to talk about. We have a broad range of DSP products and measurement tools. So let's get right into it.
All right, Matt, thanks for being here. But first, we're going to give a little opportunity to our partner, SiriusXM, to remind you dealers out there why you love it. And when we come back, we're talking DSP with MATT MERGENTHAL from JL Audio.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and reliability.
People love it.
All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. So let's get right into it. Let's kind of start off with a little bit of philosophical discussion, shall I say. I mean, Matt, JL Audio has been part of this DSP thing from the get-go, and albeit in its own unique kind of way, because we know JL loves doing things the JL way. So I want to give you an opportunity to kind of express and communicate to the dealers tuning in the philosophy behind DSP when it comes to JL Audio.
So, Ben, when it comes to DSP philosophy for JL Audio, we're talking about tuning a sound system here, and we often refer to tuning a sound system as optimizing the interaction of speakers in an environment. Well, DSP is the backbone of that, and JL Audio has been doing DSP since the early 2000s, I think 2006, when we launched the Clean Sweep OEM integration DSP. Later on down the road, we ended up launching the Fix OEM integration DSP, which replaced the Clean Sweep, as well as the Tweak system tuning DSP. And not long after that, the VXi and MVI DSP-based amplifiers, which are awesome. But we've often heard that DSP takes too long to tune, right? So we've done the training on the 10-minute tune, and while profitable, the 10-minute tune doesn't result in the highest level of performance. So on top of that, we developed Tune 4 and Max. And, we think that DSP is not the future, it's the now. So here we are. We're committed to building and developing DSP products for the future.
All right, Matt, let's get into the hardware first so we can establish exactly what the physical offering is from JL Audio within DSP. And this is going to be a little bit not traditional, I'd say, because not every brand can offer what we're about to start with, which is DSP integrated amplifiers, but for the marine environment. Of course, I'm talking about the MVI series of amplifiers.
So, Ben, the MVI amplifiers are best-in-class DSP-based amplifiers for marine. We have 6 multi-channel options as well as 2 monoblock options. The MVI amplifiers really are fantastic. First, they perform even better than they look. They have gobs of output power, and they can play all day long through the sun and the heat. They have a feature set that's unmatched. They have the ability to network up to 6 amplifiers together, and you can control all of them through one cable using the MVI hub. It's really fantastic using those amplifiers on a system. Paired with the measure tab in TUN software, a vessel can be measured and tuned all from one interface. Now, besides that, MVI amplifiers have several DSP pre-outs. And this means that somebody who wants to upgrade from an existing stereo system could add an MVI amplifier and gain DSP control over their existing amplifiers. That's a really big deal. So here we have an MVI 700/5 amplifier. That means it's a 5-channel amplifier, 700 watts. If we take a look at the bottom of the amplifier where the connections are, you'll see on the left-hand side, we have power, ground, and remote inputs. Just to the right of that, we have 4 pairs of inputs. Now, thinking back, this is a 5-channel amplifier. Having 8 individual inputs gives you the flexibility to have multiple signals coming in from different places. Even though it's only a 5-channel amplifier, we've given you lots of flexibility. To the right of that, you'll see we have some connector covers that cover the communication port for the hub, as well as the communication port for USB for tuning. And then to the right of that, you'll see the DSP pre-outs. And those are where we can send signals from that amplifier to an existing amplifier that maybe doesn't have DSP, and we can gift it the power of DSP, which is really awesome. Aside from that, you'll notice on the output connectors, they're all Deutsch connectors, high quality, watertight, with different colors, and the colors are actually labeled in the software, so you can see which color is which output of the amplifier.
Needless to say, Matt, those are some impressive marine amplifiers with built-in DSP, amazing for high-end marine systems. But let's not forget our roots, because of course, JL Audio has an awesome offering when it comes to automotive amplifiers as well. And that is, of course, the VXi line.
Not only did VXi set the standard for DSP-based amplifier performance, but they have extremely classy and elegant looks as well. VXi can be controlled using TUN software on a PC or Mac, and it can be configured on a tablet with TUN Mobile or even a mobile phone using TUN Express along with the VXi BTC accessory. So even though VXi is extremely powerful, it's extremely easy to set up as well. So even a beginner who's new to DSP can easily jump into a VXi and in no time have it set up with great results. So here we have a VX 800/8i, and that means it's 800 watts and 8 channels. We do have 6 multi-channel options in the VXi line and 2 monoblock options. If we take a look at the bottom of this amplifier and look at where the connection points are, you'll see on the left-hand side, we have our power, ground, and remote input. Just to the right of that, we have our communication port, which connects to the VXi hub so that you can have multiple amplifiers on the same network. Just to the right of that, you have your control port, and that's for if you have a DRC 200 or a DRC 205, which is a small remote bass level knob or volume level knob. You can plug it into that port for control. We also have our RCA connector, and I think that we'll show this here in a second, but it's a nice harness. And what that does is it makes it really easy to hide those wires elsewhere. So if you're making maybe the amp stand out and you want to hide all the wiring, it's very easy to do with those connectors. You'll also notice on that connector, we have a remote output and a valet input. Those are really powerful as well, because if you have the remote output that powers other VXIs, you could turn off a car while tuning it, and all of the amplifiers that are connected to TUN software would stay on. The valet option is also really great because if you trigger the valet using a ground, it can change presets. This is really great for convertibles. When the convertible top goes down, it can automatically change the preset to the open top preset. Just to the right of that RCA connector, you'll see the USB connection point, and that's for tuning. And just to the right, we have our Toslink optical input and output, which could be used to feed this amplifier or feed signal out to a different amplifier. And lastly, we have our speaker connectors, which also have a plug that plugs directly into the amplifier with, you can see 4 different colors on the end that match the traditional colors in car audio. So it's white, gray, green, and purple. And those colors are all designated in the software per channel, so you can easily identify which channel is which.
All right, so we covered 2 amazing series of amplifiers, one for marine, one for automotive, and the MVI and the VXi. But what about when, it's not so simple and it's hard to get the signal and you're dealing in an OEM integration scenario, which proves to be challenging? What solution, Matt, do you have that could help installers with this situation?
The Fix is an OEM integration DSP that's a great option on many vehicles where there's no preamp solution and OEM integration is a must. The Fix can accept multiple channels of signal and sum them together. It'll also attempt to flatten level, frequency response, and time delay. This will provide a cleaner output that can be fed into your system tuning DSP or an amplifier down the line. So here we have the Fix 82 processor, and the 82 means there's 8 inputs and 2 outputs. So if we look at the input side of the device, you'll see that we have basically 4 places where you can send signal into. So channels 1 and 2 would be your normal high-level signal, 3 and 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8. So all of those would allow you to sum up to 8 channels of audio into the device. It will then try to sum those signals together and flatten the level, frequency, response, and time delays that are on them. On the other side of the device, you'll see that we have our outputs, which we have an analog RCA output, and we have an optical Toslink output. So we could send it out either analog or digital to whatever amplifier or DSP is down the line.
All right, Matt, I got one last scenario for you, and let's see if you have an answer for this. What if you have a customer that, you've already installed some great JL Audio gear in, but, it's been a couple years, and he wants to get more modern and up to speed with DSP? Is there a way we can help upgrade this customer system to get DSP?
Absolutely, Ben. We have a great option for that. The JL Audio Tweak System Tuning DSP is a great option because it's a standalone DSP processor. It's very compact and easy to use. 8 channels of output as well. We have 2 options, one with a digital input and one with an analog 8-channel input. On top of that, it could be installed in very small spaces and utilized in a variety of systems. Using the setup tool in TUN software, the tweak can be set up in a flash very quickly. And even for someone who's new to DSP, they can easily set up a tweak processor and have it up and running in no time. With the added measure tab of TUN software, the DSP controls can actually overlay the measured data, allowing for blazingly fast tuning of the audio system. So Ben, here you can see we have a Tweak D8 processor. And again, the D8 means that it's got a digital input and it's got 8 outputs. So if we take a look at the input side here, you'll see that we have an optical Toslink optical input on the left-hand side. And on the right, we just have our USB port for connection to our computer and a JLID port if we want to use a DRC controller, which is allows the user to have volume or subwoofer level control remotely from the front of the vehicle. And on the output side, we have the ability for 8 analog RCA pre-outs, or we can actually go 2-channel out through the optical output. So the Tweak is really a great small little compact piece of hardware that can be added to new or existing systems very easily and quickly.
Well, Matt, I think there's only one more thing to discuss that isn't there, and that is, of course, the software that ties all this hardware together. We're talking about the TUN software from JL Audio, and from what I understand, there's some really nifty updates coming down the pipe.
Well, Ben, TUN has really come a long way. Originally, it was developed as just a DSP controller for the Fix and Tweak level products, and now it controls not only those, but several other DSP products like VXi and MVI, and it also has the ability to see several DSP amplifiers on a network, which is very uncommon for the industry. It also now doubles as a measurement software that's brand agnostic, so you can use that with any amplifier or DSP that you're setting up and tuning. It's got one of the best user interfaces for analyzing audio systems available today. And this is real deal professional grade audio measurement that we're talking about here. So you can see here, TUN is actually being used to take measurements of a live venue with live music. It's been used all over in cars, boats, ATVs, homes, clubs, venues. So we should probably just jump into the software and take a look at that. So the first new feature I want to show you guys about is the Auto Set EQ to Target button. We've actually relocated it to the main part of the interface. You can see right in the center of the window there, the Auto Set EQ button is right in the middle. And if we press that, you'll actually see if there's something missing, it'll pop out the EQ panel where you can actually select what's missing. And that makes it easier. So when you press the Auto Set EQ button, it's faster and easier than before. Aside from that, we have some other new updates on this screen. So if we go to the input combo box, there's actually a little undock icon here. You can see I can undock the input combo box. I can also undock things like the information display, which is a really great feature. If you have multiple screens, this is really handy. Another new feature you'll notice right here in the input combo box, it says hide all. So you can actually hide all of the traces and show all of the traces that are on that screen. That's a really handy new feature that I've always wanted to have. Some other new features that we have are the data detectors. So I'm going to move the graph up here a little bit. You'll see these little arrows that point down to tell us where our data is. The data detectors are now clickable. So if I click on that data detector, it'll actually bring it to the center of the screen and scale it appropriately for the screen size, which is a really great feature. Aside from that, we also have a new feature in the signal generator. So if I go up to the top of the screen and select the signal generator panel, you can create a file length, and you can create any of these noise tracks here: sine wave, square wave, pink noise, white noise, pink periodic or white periodic noise. And you can actually download those and put them on a USB stick, which is a really great feature. So you can create your own tracks right within TUN software. There's also several other improvements throughout the interface. One I'd like to show you right now. We've added this great feature called Print Report, and you can access it by going to the preferences at the bottom left corner. Once you click on the preferences, you'll find a button that says Print Report. And if you click on Print Report, you can save or print out a report. Let me show you what that report looks like. So here you can see a PDF that it created, and it has your project name, your vehicle, make, model, anything that you had when you set up the system would be there. It also shows off the top graph, which in this case is just the meters and gains graph with the microphone. It shows the RTA graph with the currently selected data that you have on screen. And it also shows all of your project settings. So EQs, level, delay, everything, crossovers, all of that is visible within that print report button. And it's a really great feature because it provides a value to your customer. You can, print something out and hand it to your customer and say, here you go, Mr. Customer. This is what I've done for your system.
And that was JL Audio's Matt Mergenthal giving us the full layout of all the product as well as the GUI demo as you've just seen. So if you like any information about any of the products that we covered on today's show, I do encourage you to check out the official website found at jlaudio.com. And if you happen to be a dealer from Canada tuning in, then you need to know the continued distribution partnership with GemSend is continuing to thrive, of course. So if you need more information, make sure you reach out to your GemSend rep. Now, on that note, I reached out to my GemSend dude. His name is Dave Singh. Now, Dave, JL Audio has obviously been a mainstay for you guys at GemSend, and that has such a following, especially our dealers in Canada. With the current offering of the products that they have, and now with the introduction of the latest version of TUN, and of course, some of the measurement product that they have as well, why do you feel that now more than ever, JL Audio is absolutely the ideal partner when it comes to DSP for Canadian dealers?
That's a great question, Ben. As Matt was mentioning, JL Audio got into the DSP market a while back with its first product, the CL441 DSP. And what hopefully dealers will be able to realize is JL Audio is not afraid to throw the money, time, and resources in this particular category. When that product first came out, many people would say it was ahead of its time. OEM integration wasn't being commonly done because we were still dealing with mainly 4-channel systems. It was Acura that kind of threw the curveball at us and came up with a 5-channel system. But JL Audio luckily had the foresight to know that vehicles or newer vehicles, as they rolled out, would continue to have more and more integration challenges where you couldn't replace the radio and you would have to deal with whatever the factory was giving you and try to reverse engineer some of the things that they're doing. So that has now resulted in great products that have rolled out, such as the VXi82, the VXi86, the Tweak products, VXi amplifiers, and MVI. For dealers, it offers solutions for all kinds of different scenarios. Perhaps they have a customer that has existing amplifiers and wants to get to the next level of system tuning or maybe preset equalization. Well, that's a perfect customer for a Tweak 88 or Tweak D8 product. Perhaps that customer is taking amplifiers to a new vehicle that he just bought. VX82 and VX86 are great products that allow you to take all the different outputs out of a factory amplifier or factory head unit, sum them together, and come up with a nice clean signal to go to your aftermarket amplifiers. And then we take things to a whole new level with the new MVI amplifiers or newish MVI amplifiers in VXi, whether it be for boat or marine, I should say, applications where somebody has got a complex system and wants to make sure that he's getting the best performance possible. MVI is definitely the product for that person. Or if you've got a VXi type customer who's looking for the ultimate in sound quality and system flexibility, you can't go wrong with a VXi amplifier. So for dealers, my message is you're partnering with a company that is not afraid to invest the time, money, and resources into the product. And as we've seen, it continuously is being improved, like the latest version of TUN 4.5. It's a great product backed by great people and great support. It's a perfect partnership.
I want to take this opportunity and thank my two guests today, both MATT MERGENTHAL as well as Dave Singh. Here's my closing comments when it comes to JL. You know, JL Audio is iconic, such a cult following because they've proven time and time again that they know how to do certain things incredibly well. And I must say that their take on DSP is not only unique, but it's a little bit on the very all-in type of philosophy. The reason I say that is when the VXi amplifier first came out, they're the first amplifiers that didn't even have any manual controls. Why? JL was sending us a message that we need to get onto this DSP thing before it's too late because it's coming down. Well, guess what? It's here and it's right now. And JL Audio is equipping dealers with every single facet required to meet the challenge of vehicles today when it comes to OEM integration, whether it's the VXi or the MVI amplifiers for both marine and automotive applications, but more importantly, in the TUN software, which they continue to develop and improve. And every time they do, more great features, making it easier for installers like yourselves to get in there and optimize the performance of the gear. And lastly, who else is investing in creating such amazing measurement equipment such as the Max? We didn't get a whole lot into it in this episode, but don't count that out, as the commitment from JL Audio is absolutely undeniable when it comes to DSP. That should mean something when it comes to finding the right partner for this category. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.